Find some space, and we're going to drop down into an all fours position. Okay, all fours position, but I want your feet planted into the floor so that you bring your knees off the floor. And all I want you to do is, if you've got a little bit of space, a few meters, I just want you to walk forwards, crawl forwards with your knees off the floor, crawl backwards, back to your start point, come up onto your feet, and then you're just going to lunge that distance as well. Okay, I can get about 4 lunges in before I get too close to the camera. And then once I've done my forward lunges, you go back onto that all four position, and then I'm going to crawl backwards and forwards until I come back to that point, and I'm going to lunge backwards, pushing off that front leg to go back, down and up. So my backward lunge as I step back and push till I'm back to that start point. And we're going to do that twice more. Okay, down on all fours, crawl forwards and crawl backwards. Come up onto your feet, and then we'll lunge forwards and lunge backwards. Good. Once I'm here, I'll then lunge backwards, doing exactly the same thing. Once you're back to your start point, you're going to do that one more time. Crawl forwards, crawl backwards, and then lunge forwards and lunge backwards. As we're lunging forwards, making sure we don't step too narrow like we're walking on a tightrope. When we're going backwards, you can stop at that midpoint so that you stay balanced throughout. Good stuff. And that's our warm-up done. Nice and simple. Because our first round of what we do today is going to be a bit of a warm-up and like an extended warm-up. So what we've got in today's little workout is incredibly simple. We've got some dips, some bench dips, or some seated dips. Then we're going to do a single leg hip thrust. Then we're going to do whatever press-up variation you can manage. And then we're going to finish with some rear foot elevated split squats. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at today is off the side of your sofa or your bench. You're going to slide out, and from this position, lower and push. The further out you put your feet, the more of your weight is going to be sitting through your arms and down through your hips. So the more I bend my knees and bring my knees in, the less of my body weight I'm having to deal with. Okay, and that's our first. Number 2, we then slide out on our bench so that our shoulder blades are supported by the bench. I've got my ankle underneath my knee, and the other leg is off the floor, and I lower my butt to the floor, and then I bring it back up so that my hip and knee and shoulder make a nice straight line. Down, up, down, up. Then on the third exercise is the other leg. Alright, then we're going to come down to our press-up variation. So our options are going to be either a full press-up, alright, from here, hips and chest to the floor and press, or same position but I'm just going to drop to my knees and carry on that press. Okay, and then we finish off with a rear foot elevated split squat. We're going to use that chair or the bench or the sofa, whatever it is you're using, and we go laces down and then we split squat here. Notice how most of the weight sits over my front leg, so my torso's angled forward slightly, so I'm not sitting on my back leg, and I squat down and up to a full standing position. And the last one is the opposite leg. So we've got 6 stations. Alright. Oh, Charlie's in the house as well. Wowzers, I'm sweating already, look. Okie dokie. We good with that? We've got a seated dip, single leg hip thrust left and right, press ups, whatever variation you think you can manage, and then our rear foot elevated split squat. Okay. The harder the exercise feels, the easier you're going to need to make it. Yes, correct. So with things like the split squat, if they're the easiest because you're using all of your legs for that, you're going to want to move a bit slower. All right, I'll talk you through it as we go. First round, guys, like I said, we can use it like a bit of a warm-up, and we are going to do 30 seconds of work and then rest for 30 seconds so that we can make sure that we know where we're going next. All right, and then we'll do a bit more work in round 2 and even more work in round 3. Alrighty, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Out into my dip position, and we're just going to work for 30 seconds, guys, okay? Making sure that I'm not rounding as I drop. I'm bending my knees as much as I need to, and I'm pressing and extending through the elbow. So remember, the straighter the legs, the more load you've got sitting through your triceps. And just remember, you're going to use your triceps 5 seconds on the press ups. Good, and rest there. Good job. Nice, good. Rest for 25 seconds before we start our hip thrusts. So remember, you're going to use the same bench. You're going to slide out so that your shoulder blades are supported by the bench, and we're going to be on a single leg. Alright, so I sit back down on the edge of the sofa. I'm going to slide myself down so that my shoulder blades are fully supported by the bench. I'm going to get my ankle out in front of my knee. And we are going to start in 3, 2, 1. So up onto that single leg, and I touch and push. Good. Squeezing the butt at the top rather than pushing through the rib cage. Good. 10 seconds to go. And we're going to switch straight into the other leg. And switch it up. Good, so we're on the opposite leg now, making sure that I'm not pushing and straightening that leg as we go. I'm not swinging my non-work leg to create momentum. Good. 3, 2, 1, over into our press ups for 30 seconds of press ups. Away we go. So remember, with the press up, we want to make sure that we are maintaining good shape, good body line. So I'm making sure that my chest isn't coming off the floor before my hips. I'm dropping my knees if I need to. 10 seconds to go. Staying nice and tight, resting at the bottom if I need to. And time there. Good job. All right, we've got our split squat. Left and right, coming up. In 10 seconds. So whichever leg was the first on the hip thrust, we want to use the same one here. And laces down, I'm in a good long position. 3, 2, 1, away we go. Slow and controlled. Making sure as you push it up, you can focus on squeezing the glute to bring that hip into extension. And I'm maintaining tension through the leg by keeping my chest over my front foot. Three, 2, 1, we're going to switch legs. Good. Nice and steady. Slow and controlled. So I'm coming down 2 and up 2. Less than 10 seconds to go now. 3, 2, 1, and time. Nicely done. So that was a little taster of what we've got to come. All right. You've got a minute recovery. And then we're going to spice it up a little bit. And I'm going to let you dictate now for these next 2 rounds how hard we go, okay? We're going to start every exercise on the minute. And you can work for 40 seconds with 20 seconds rest, 45 seconds with 15 seconds rest, or you can go up to 50 seconds. If you really want to go for it, you'll do 55 seconds and only have 5 seconds to get ready for the next exercise, okay? 10 seconds, and we're starting with our dips. Ready? So remember, you're choosing now anything from 40 seconds and up in terms of work. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Focusing on that tricep extension at the top. Remember that the closer I bring my feet, the less of my body weight I'm having to dip. If you're really finding that comfortable because you've got upper body, you've got good upper body strength, you're going to slow the downward phase. Good. Keep moving on that. We're at the 30-second mark now. Nice and tight. Pressing away. That's the 40-second mark. Good. Keep pumping those reps out if you can. That's the 50-second mark there, guys. Good job. Take a breather. Remember, in 10 seconds time, we're moving on to our hip thrusts, which start now. So we're shuffling our shoulder blades into position and then making sure that I'm squeezing through the glute. So there's nothing really above my waistline moving too much. Staying under control. So we don't want to bounce off the floor if that's what you're doing. We're at 30 seconds now, guys. We're at 40. Keep going if you're pushing through to 50. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 50 seconds there. Take a breather, take a rest. And then we're going to switch legs. So same position, other leg in 3, 2, 1, away we go. So notice my non-working leg and keep it pulled in to save having it out in this longer position. Good, stay with it. Nice and controlled, so don't rush the tempo. With body weight work, we really want to focus the connection between our mind and the muscle contraction. That's the 40-second mark there, if that's what you've been working to. If you're going on further, you've got about 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, time there. Getting ready for our press-ups. So remember, you've got a couple of different options with the push-up, okay? But wherever we're going to, we're getting into position and we're going in 3, 2, 1, away we go. So again, if you've got a good, strong press-up, you can go slow down, fast up. If you're struggling with the press-up, then you can come down on your knees. Or if you're somewhere in between, you can come down in a full press-up, rest on the floor, drop to your knees, and press back to the top. Nice and slow and controlled, making sure I'm controlling my pelvis position all the way through. We're nearly at 40 seconds in 2, 1, time. There's 10 seconds to go. If you're pushing on for the longer. And time there. Good. Up onto your feet, ready for the rear foot elevated split squat. 3, 2, 1, long step position, chest over my foot all the time. And I come down and press. So I'm not pushing off my back foot. I almost want to be able to do this with as little weight in my back foot as possible. And I'm controlling. 3, 2, 1, and up. Nice and slow and controlled. I'm really focusing on feeling that contraction here and here. Good. Keep pushing on through. That's 40 seconds there. Nice and slow and controlled. That's 50 seconds there. Good. We're just getting ready for the switch. 3, 2, 1, switch, and away we go. So again, I'm really concentrating on the quality of the movement. I want to make sure that in this split position, I haven't got one foot behind the other, and also that as I'm dropping down, my knee isn't moving around too much. Good. Nice and steady and controlled. If you want to make it much more difficult, you're going to slow down how quickly you come up. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. That's 40 seconds there. 45. And time. Good job. Nice guys, grab a drink. We're going to get one more round. We got one more round. Now I'm definitely a sweaty pig. Definitely. 45 seconds, guys. Just remember, with bodyweight work, you can make it really effective by moving slowly in both directions and even putting a pause in at the bottom of the movement. Okay, anything to maintain a sense of muscular tension throughout is going to make sure that we're getting plenty of work done. Yeah, cheers, Paige. Okay, let's get into position for the dips then, guys. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get my backside away and drop and press. So remember, the further out you put your feet, the more challenging that's going to be. What you don't want is your hips too far away from the bench, the chair, whatever it is we're using. Okay, so remember, if you start to struggle, the triceps are really starting to burn, then just slow that down. Just move your feet back in. 24 seconds gone there. Good. Remember, you've got different foot positions to use. Making sure that I'm still controlling my shoulder position. 40 seconds there. For those of you who are still going. And that's time there. So remember, the next one we've got to come in is the hip thrust. Hip thrust from the seated position. I slide down to my shoulder, bottom of my shoulder blade still on the bench. One foot off the floor, drop my hip and squeeze. So my bum drops towards the floor and I push my foot into the floor and really try and activate and squeeze that glute. Trying to keep my upper body nice and quiet so I'm not pushing. I'm trying to lift and open my rib cage, that stays relaxed. I keep my chin tucked in, looking through towards my knee all the time. 30 seconds up. Good. Keep moving on through. 40 seconds left, that's your timer. 3, 2, 1. Time there, don't move. We're just going to switch legs. Oh. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I switch legs. Remembering, keep my upper body nice and still. My chin is tucked in so I don't look up and open my chest and my rib cage. And I push the entire foot into the floor. So I don't allow my toes to lift. I use all of my foot to press. I'm making sure I'm trying to consciously think about squeezing my glute. Whichever foot is the working leg, on the working leg, really push that into the floor. Drive yourself up into that flat position. 35 seconds on the clock there. Guys, making sure that the implement that you're using, you're not pushing it backwards. Okay, so you don't want to think about pushing yourself away, you're pushing yourself up towards the ceiling. That's 50 seconds there, good stuff. Down to the floor for your press up variation. 3, 2, 1. Find a good press up position. Make sure you're squeezing the quads. You're rotating the pelvis slightly by squeezing your glutes as well. And then that's my press up position here. Remember, if you're struggling, drop your knees, press up on the knees, then come back. If you're struggling with it all, then you'll stay on the knees. The closer you bring your knees into your hands, the less of your body weight you're dealing with. Okay, you can also use the bench implement. Alright, we will do that up on your feet and you press. Yeah. Keep working, guys. That's 45 seconds on the clock there. 3, 2, 1, time. Up onto your feet for your split squat. 3, 2, 1 on a big long step, longer than you would probably think. Shoulders are over, chest is over my knee. And I come down and push. Okay, you don't worry about the knee going forwards with the toe. That's completely fine. But when I come to the top, I don't want to have my shoulders come too far back. I want to keep the weight over this front leg. 30 seconds on the clock. So remember what we talked about? Come down slow and then try coming up slow. Take all the momentum out of the bottom so we don't bounce. That's 40 seconds on the clock there, guys. Three, 2, 1, time. Change legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and laces down on step, and lowering slowly into position, and extending, making sure that I'm really focusing on locking out the leg here, and staying active through the glutes by squeezing my butt. That's going to stop me sitting in to my back. Slow and controlled. Remember, I'm just feather touching with this back foot to keep the weight through my front leg as much as possible. That's 40 seconds on the clock there. Nice work, guys, good job. There we go. Awesome. And that's us done today. Really simple, but quite effective, because obviously we paired the dips and the press ups. The dips will make the press ups harder, and then that hip thrust gets a bit of work into the glute, and then that makes it harder for the glute on the rear for elevated split squat, which then means that the quads have to do more work on the split squat. Okay, that little bit of pre-exhaust is super useful. Obviously you can play around and you can do that for repetitions. If you've got a rucksack or a couple of dumbbells at home, you can make those things more difficult. You could add another round if you really felt you wanted to, because the first round we went a bit lighter today. And sometimes that's fine. It's really warm outside. People's energy levels get sapped when it's quite hot and humid, and sometimes just going through some movement for half an hour is just what the body needs. All right, you've got a little bit of a sweat on, you've been active, and it means now that you can tick that box and not feel guilty, because you've got some good solid work in there today. Awesome. A little bit of a cool down, guys. Okay. And we're just going to open out the chest and shoulders to start with. Down in that all-4 position. Take your hands wide like you're going to do a very wide press up, and then just slowly press up onto one side and allow the chest and shoulder to open. So you're trying to turn your body to face that hand, and you should get a stretch coming up through the shoulder. Good. Slowly come on up and do exactly the same on the other side. You turn your fingers out, it allows you to press in and open the chest. Out a little more, come back up, one more on each side. Good, nicely done. Staying in that position. Take your knees a little bit wider, bring your toes together, sit back into a child's pose. Take your hands up in front. Reach long, get your hands away from your hips. The hands are close together. Walk them around to about 11 o'clock. Both of them, put the right hand on top of the left. You'll feel the right hand side of the body give a bigger stretch. Good, then come back to the centre. Back to 12 o'clock, walk around to 1 o'clock. Put the left hand over on top of the right. Get a big stretch down that left hand side. Good, back to the centre. Come on up and sit through. And we're just going to give the glutes a little stretch before we finish. Okay, sitting here, hug right knee into the chest. Bring the foot up and over and put it on the floor. Try and keep it flat and try and keep your pelvis flat to the floor as well. Take your left arm, hug that right knee into your chest and sit up nice and tall. You should feel that stretch coming into your glute. Stay in that upright position. Take your right hand, pop it down behind you and turn and look over your right shoulder. Good, nice and slowly release that stretch, come back to the centre, hug your left knee in, bring the left foot up and over, try and get the sole of the foot on the floor, so it might be that a bit further forward. Alright, use the right elbow to hug that left knee in, and as you put it in, you don't want your hip and your glute to come off the floor, okay? So stay seated, sit up nice and tall on that, take your left hand down behind you, and turn, look over your right shoulder. And then release. And guys, we are done.